Hey guys, konnichiwa. Welcome back to another video with Chris here in Japan. So sorry I haven't been uploading any videos recently in the last 2.5 weeks, but that's because I've been really busy here in Japan in December, and actually also I got really sick from last Thursday. Okay, so I have not done like anything between Thursday and Sunday, and today is Monday. So today is actually like yesterday was the Emperor's birthday. So that was the 23rd, and that was a Sunday. So actually, the public holiday for the Emperor's birthday is moved on to the Monday. So today is the 24th, Christmas Eve, and I have a public holiday. Yeah. But tomorrow is Christmas, and we don't have a public holiday, so that sucks here in Japan. Um, so with the emperor, he will actually be stepping down from the throne, and his son will become the new emperor next year in maybe April. And so this is actually the first time a emperor has been alive as he gives his seat to the next person. And right now this is Heisei 30, the year in Japanese, because they count their years by the emperor's period. And the next emperor, we don't know what the era will be called because the name is different to it's not related at all to the actual emperor's name. Like for example, right now the emperor's name has nothing to do with Heisei, but it's called the Heisei era. But yeah, so right now calendars are still printing for Heisei 31 next year, because obviously the new emperor comes in April, so that means that from January to April it will still be Heisei. But then from then on, I think there'll be new calendars printed for the new emperor's era. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens then. And then yeah, so with in December I've been really busy because it's Bounenkai season, so end of year season. So this means there is a lot of end of year parties or parties to welcome the new year, Shinnenkai, and these are run by work and groups of friends and circles and stuff like that. So I've been out a lot on Saturdays and yeah, so mostly on Saturdays for work parties. So we had a big workplace party. Usually, big work parties are held in hotels. They usually rent out like a banquet hall or something, so they can fit all the people. So it's a bit controversial for some big companies because their employees actually don't really like going to these parties because they don't know like anyone out of the 1,000 employees participating. Maybe like relatively because they know their team well, but yeah, they don't know everyone there. And also this cuts into their own free time because you're not paid for attending this party. This is like, yeah, this is a work related party, but you're not paid for it. And so people would rather spend their time at home or with their friends or something. But at the same time, there's a lot of stigma if you don't participate because then maybe your colleagues think you don't like them at all. And also your boss won't like you because you're not attending the parties. So yeah, that's for workplace parties. I also had a uh, party with just the English department in my school. So those people are awesome. I work with them every day on weekdays. And yeah, so we usually, for smaller group parties, we'll go to izakaya, so Japanese pubs. And then during the what do you say? During the Bounenkai season, so December, usually they're all like filled up. So if you want to have a party, Bounenkai in Japan in December, I think you should probably book maybe 2 to 6 weeks in advance, so usually around a month, okay? Because otherwise they're going to be filled out. A story from one of my parties, we finished and we were going to look for a place for an after party, Nijikai, second party. And then what happened was every place was filled up. Like we walked through a street that's just filled with izakaya and all of them were filled out. This was around 9 or 10 p.m. And then yeah, you want to book early, and also maybe try to book Nijikai place too, maybe. Um, if you don't know when your first party is gonna finish, then possibly save a few numbers of places to your phone and then call around after the party's finished. Okay. So other than Bounenkai, I also want to note that one of my colleagues, a Japanese teacher, not an English teacher, invited me out to play golf along with another teacher, because they used to play golf together, and one of them still plays with his circle. But yeah, so recently I got to try golf. And I sucked. I played a lot. I played putt-putt quite a few times back in Sydney, but with golf, I don't have the rubber hitting technique or something. I'm still practicing, but it didn't work out so well on the day. So par is usually 3 hits, I think, for that course, and yeah. Most of mine were like, I think my best was 4 hits, and then my worst was like 10. So that's more than triple the hits for par. But yeah, so I'm terrible at that. What's been happening during December? So sadly, my pet goldfish, my Japanese koi, Carp in Sydney, has recently passed away. So if you don't know about this Carp, you can maybe see him in this video up here. When I posted that video up and published it on Facebook, a lot of my friends noted that there was a giant fish swimming behind me, and in this tiny little fish tank. So yeah, he has passed away. So his name is DS, standing for Dark Side, the skateboard trick, not the Nintendo DS. And yeah, so I heard recently that there was a power outage, and his filter stopped, and so the water was not very good, and he's already really old, because I think he's about 12 and a half years old, so he's a bit older than my brother, actually. So yeah, and yeah, so recently he passed away, and yeah, I don't know, I have mixed feelings, because like I'd raised him for a long time, but at the same time he was too big for that fish tank, and we didn't have space to get a bigger fish tank and put him somewhere else. And also, like, optimally, you put Japanese koi in ponds. We actually had a tiny pond outside, but we've had a bad history of that pond, because we used to have like poisonous berries or plant bits fall in, and then maybe some of our older fish died out there, and also neighborhood cats would come to annoy our fish. I think we lost 1 or 2 to cats before we put up like a fence over our pond. And then also there were birds that came to attack them too. So there were a lot of problems with the pond, and also it was really gross, and because it's difficult to clean. It's like a rock pond, so yeah, it was too much maintenance, so we didn't really bother with it, and so it wasn't really good for goldfish. But yeah, so yeah, DS has passed away recently. But yeah, I don't know, like maybe it was like he was suffering in that fish tank, so I'm sort of happy and sad at the same time. But that aside, also back to me here in Japan. Work has been really boring, because for ALTs during December, like after the first week, it's going to be exam period for the students, high school students. So then my classes are basically canceled the week before the test, and then the test week I also don't have anything to do, except maybe sometimes the teachers will tell me to help them out with something, like checking checking some exam questions or checking the students' answers or something like that. So it's for the most part it's been really boring. So actually, with my free time, I made a Reddit account and I've been sort of an unofficial spokesman on the JET program Reddit. Maybe you'll find me in some of the posts and comments. And also, I've been going through a lot of the Japan Live, Expats in Japan subreddit, along with Japan Travel, or is it Travel Japan? I think Japan Travel, and also on the MapleStory 2 subreddit, because I've been playing a lot of MapleStory 2 in the last 2 months since its release. Yeah, it's been a huge time sink, but I'm slowly sort of playing it less actually now because it's been too much work. It's fun, but it's also too much work to keep up. But yeah, and yeah, also finally, I guess, yeah, I've also been, with my free time at work, I've also been getting back into studying because I actually gave up on studying, like cramming Japanese. It's not fun for me, and it's hard to remember anything from it. But I've mostly been trying to broaden my overall level by doing a lot more reading and listening of like actual used Japanese. So I've been reading the NHK News on their website. It's quite difficult still, even though I'm like N2, JLPT N2 level. There's a lot of new words, and I mean, in fact, N1 is supposed to be when you're skilled enough to like read news quite quickly. So obviously I'm not there yet, but so I've just been reading through a lot of news articles, and if I don't know the words, I quickly translate them with Google Translate. You can also use Rikai-chan if you're on like Firefox or Chrome as an extension, but at my workplace we only really have Internet Explorer, and if I open the Firefox or something, it actually uses too much memory, and then it's over. It'll crash or something because school laptops suck. Okay, I think almost like every school just gives their staff really bad laptops, so most people don't really like using them, or they bring their own laptops, but I can't do that. Yeah, so I've been studying with NHK News, not the easy one. So if you're JLPT N3 level or so, I think NHK News Online Easy is really good. It's a good way to practice fast reading from if you're going from N3 to N2 level. Okay, N3 to N2. And also I've been watching all of Dogen's advanced Japanese lesson videos. So he's the 今から日本語のレッスンを行います guy. So yeah, maybe I'll link him down in the or maybe I'll link him up here. I'll link him up here in the related videos. He's got a lot of funny videos. And actually he speaks Japanese so fast. Okay, I can't believe how fast he speaks, and also his vocabulary and understanding of Japanese is just amazing. So give his channel a look, and this is I'm not getting paid for this. I just think he's got awesome videos up on YouTube. So yeah, mostly just those two things, NHK and Dogen's channel. A lot of interesting things to practice real word, like actual practical use reading and listening. With speaking, I haven't done so much practice, mainly because there's no one to speak Japanese to in the staff room when everyone's busy going over all their exam papers at school. I guess that's it for my December update. So Christmas is tomorrow, and also tonight I'll be going to a candlelight service at my church. So maybe next time I'll update update you guys with a video about Christmas here in Japan. Okay, and yeah, so that's all for today. That's my December update. If you have any comments or want to ask me about anything related to what I talked about today, please comment down below. And yeah, look forward to my next video about Christmas or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's all. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Mata ne!